All right. Well, hello. If anybody shows up, tonight is Friday, 11/24 is Black Friday night. Uh, just got caught up. Just finished editing my last video that I've got to get done. So thought I'd get on here for a little while before I go inside and check in with you guys, see what's going on. So that's where we're at. So this is live. And so if you're not watching when it's live and you comment, then I probably won't reply right away. But we'll see if anybody shows up. Well, I guess somebody is going to show up. Y'all, excuse the hair, working man. Man, it feels good. It feels good to be caught up. I have been stressing. And I just finished the last video. Matter of fact, everything's still sitting where it was when I finished it just now. So uh, until something else shows up, guys, it's time to start getting creative tomorrow. I have been working on a new set of mirrors. A lot of folks reached out to me about my 12-inch mirrors that I did, and it was an oversight on my part, guys. If you have a 12-inch work area, you can do a 12-inch mirror, but you couldn't cut out my frame that I made. So I reached out to Amazon, found me some 10-inch mirrors, and I will be releasing a 10-inch mirror with a frame. And let me get my prototype, and I'll show it to you. So this is the 10-inch mirror, and that's that's a speed and power test right there. And here's the frame, which I got my clips on it, so it's not going to sit in there exactly right. But this is the frame, and the cool thing about this frame is going to be whether you have a Atom Stack A24, whether you have a X-Tool S1, Glowforge, or any of the other smaller machines as far as the height. This frame comes in at about 11 and a half inches. So as long as you've got 11 and a half inch work area height, you'll be able to cut this frame out. And I don't know. I don't know that I am blurry. Am I? Doesn't look blurry on my end. It could just be, Jody, that either your internet's trying to catch up, or I don't know. I'm at the mercy of Restream, the internet, YouTube, Facebook, X, all these other places. So it could be something on their end, or it could be on my end. I don't know. Uh, or it could be the fact that I'm rendering a video and it's eating up my video card. I don't know, but I do have a video still rendering. It's got like 12 minutes left. But yeah, so this will be coming out soon. Oh, that's interesting. But I'm working on the frame, and this is if you plan on getting the frame file, guys, uh, get you some expensive wood clamps. These are really good wood clamps for lasering. But let me get over here, and I'm gonna see who all's in here right now. But yeah, let's see what we got going on here. Let me say my hays to everybody. See who all I recognize. What's up, Steve, over at Vintage Workshop, y'all. Go check him out. He finally hit his 10K. I think he was at 10.1 a while ago when I watched one of his videos. So, yeah, Steve, I've been stalking you today. I had you on the TV up there a while ago. Gillette, or Gillette, I'm sorry if I butchered names. Jody, we the people, hello. Cool name you got there. Burning and cleaning the shop. I hope you're not burning and cleaning. I mean, maybe you're burning some stuff on the laser and cleaning the shop. Let's hope you're not burning your shop. Uh, Everybody else says it looks clear, so it could be something. I mean, there's no telling, guys. It's the internet. You never know. What's up, Sharon? Dale, Ventari. Yes, I'm a stalker. I'm all about some Ventari's Workshop, man. I mean, I got my very own Ventari's Workshop challenge coin, man. I got some stickers over there. I can't help it. If I had a shirt, I'd wear a Ventari shirt every now and then. But I don't got one of them. But yeah, it is feeling good being caught up, guys. Echo, turn off the middle lights.
Okay.
That maybe that helped my lighting a little bit. But yeah, I've got, like I said, tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to finish up on the video that I'm doing about the mirrors, and I'm gonna show folks, some of the things about the X Tool S1. Okay, now my watch is trying to talk to me, but I don't really plan on going through the whole process of how to put the mirror and everything together. I've already got a video that shows that, so I'm just gonna be referencing that one and kind of adding this file in. Yeah, Michael. I ate too much yesterday. I was miserable last night when I got home, uh, and still haven't got my appetite back. I did manage to eat some supper tonight, so that's good. What's up, Jack? Jack in the shop. What happens if you're not in the shop, Jack? Does your name change to just Jack, or is it like just stay Jack in the shop? Just got the mention camera. It's not a bad camera for. I mean, if I'm not crazy about controlling the laser with it, but if that's something that you feel you need, then I mean, it does do that, and the camera quality as far as the camera itself, it does a good picture, and you can use it as a Lightburn camera and all that. So I mean, yeah, all in all, it's not a bad camera. I don't use it as much in the enclosures because I've already got dedicated cameras in there. And but if I do need one to remotely monitor, I do have it. So looking forward to your first 10K. Well, where you at now, Steve? Hobo? That can get confusing. Jack on the couch. I hear you need to change that when you go from place to place, huh? Out the shop working on more cutting boards. Brad, yeah, cutting boards are a pretty good thing right now. I saw something on is it Pinterest, or I saw it somewhere today, and I throw the idea to Klein because he's needing more work. He's saying he's staying pretty busy, but when I told him I was going to send him some more work, he said send it on. And I've been seeing a lot of these like cutting boards is like cookies for Santa, and you basically just put the kid's name on there and made these cookies for you, Santa, blah blah blah, and the kid like puts the cookies and everything on it and sets it out for Santa. And so I told Klein he had some new black walnut or some new walnut cutting boards in. I told him I thought that would be a good thing to make one, put out there on Facebook and see how many people want them because I'd never seen that. And I saw it one of the local pages here. I don't remember where it was, Marketplace or somewhere, but it was a pretty good idea, I think. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Sharon working on Ventari's Thanksgiving SVG project. Uh oh. Any good BF buys? I've been seeing some pretty good stuff. This machine that I just got through doing the review on, the new Atom Stack A24 Pro, which looks nothing like any Atom Stack I've ever had. They've actually got that thing, and I was looking at it a while ago for the video, so that'd be accurate as far as the price. And I think it ends today, but they've got that thing for like 524, and it's a solid machine. It's just got a smaller work area, and I'll have a review out on it here in a little while once it gets through clearing up. But I haven't. I've been too busy trying to get caught up, guys, and I did so much running around yesterday. I was a little bit behind. So I haven't really been scouring the internet yet. I was going to sit out here for a little while and look, see if I see anything I need that's really cheap. Uh, my Amazon, Alexa or Echo stuff usually goes on sale, so I'm kind of watching for those because I like those. Well, Hobo 6.7, it won't take long. You hit that wave, and then next thing you know, it'll be there. Glad to see y'all. Well, we're all just noobs of different variety because the evolution of lasers, they're changing so much and so quick that by the time I think I've got them figured out, they change it. It took me forever You know, I had all my speeds and everything memorized for a 10 watt, and then they came out with 20 watts. Now they're coming out with 30. Now they're coming out with 40s. It's just we're all going to maintain our noob status as long as they keep evolving as fast as they are right now. I, futuristic, I would, and I'll put this up here so y'all can see it. He's asking if it was okay to use an oil lubricated air compressor besides using an oil free. If you're filtering the oil out of it and you're making sure that you're not pumping oil into the lenses, you'd probably be okay. I recently changed my compressor out. I had an older compressor, and I think me and Steve over at Ventari's workshop, I sent him a picture of mine the other day, and apparently we're running the exact same air compressor. But what I've got, and let me find it here. It's an oil-free air compressor, and guys, this thing is quiet. And even though I don't necessarily need it really quiet because it sits right outside the wall right here in front of me, I wanted to get something that I could, basically just tell you guys this is what I'm running and this is how it does, and it is very quiet, but it is an oil free, and I'm running 2, sometimes 3 lasers on it, and it's not having any problems maintaining pressure. The only thing I will tell you is if you dirty your filter up on the intake side, order extra. They're not much. They're like $16 for 4 or 5 of them. And I had a problem the other day. Started picking up some water, and then when I got to the bottom of it, that's what I found out that it was that little filter element that goes in the intake for the compressor was like stopped up really bad because somebody had put it right in front of the exhaust from the lasers, and it was basically sucking in the exhaust from Enclosure Zilla and stopped it up real quick. Steve, have you got a list out over there on some Black Friday deals? I know you've been collecting them. If you do, Steve, put you a post out or something, drop a link, because I know Steve stays on top of sales, guys. He sends me stuff all the time going, hey, if you need one of these, they're on sale here and they're on sale there. So if you've got them, feel free to share a link to it, Steve, so people can see what you found. He's the one that brought the big P20 sale they had here a while back. He brought that to my attention. What made you decide to start making YouTube videos? Dale, if you go back and look, I was in a bunch of sawmill groups and groups on Facebook. When I first got into laser engraving, I was in a bunch of groups on Facebook, and people would ask questions in those groups, and I'm the type of person I like to try to help people out when I can. And so I would always get in there and I'd type like a 2-page dissertation of how to set the focus or how I made something. I'd post a picture, people would be like, oh man, how did you make that? That's cool. And so I had to write a 2-page dissertation on how I did it. And after a while, it's like, man, I can't keep just writing every time somebody asks a question. So I got this bright idea and if you look back at my earliest videos, guys, you can tell it's a dude and a GoPro. That's all it was. Me, a GoPro, and I think I found a tripod that we had had for like 20 years. And no microphone, audio's horrible. But I started just doing YouTube videos. I started putting them on YouTube basically just to be able to share the video because I couldn't put it on like Google Drive, Facebook, stuff like that. I wanted to be able to link the videos to people in those chats and stuff in the Facebook groups. And so I started doing videos about how I did stuff. And then it became, they started getting more and more views. And over time, I realized, okay, this might actually be a thing. And so I started investing in a little bit better camera equipment, a little bit better audio equipment, trying to, if you're going to watch my video, I at least want you to be able to hear it and see me. And so as I got a little better at it, started getting even more views. And the next thing you know, it's a YouTube channel. And so there was no moment that I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And I just like set out to do it. That never happened. I was actually making videos, but not to, being monetized or being able to have the audience that I have now was never even a thought. I mean, I was literally getting like 5 views a day on some of my videos in the early days. Go back seriously, go to my videos and you can sort them by oldest and look at some of those things. Most of them were sawmill related, but when I got into the lasers, that's when things got a little more popular, and so things started spinning a little faster. But it was never my intentions to start a YouTube channel. I mean, not in this sense of what it has become. That just kind of happened. What's up, Eddie from Japan? You got that enclosure yet? I saw you sent me a message the other day and said you're gonna have to have one over there. Look like you smoking the place up. Futuristic. I appreciate it. I enjoy it, guys, and me and my wife had a conversation about that today because, I thank God every day for being here first of all, and especially on the holidays. You look back and you're like, you're supposed to be thankful for stuff today, and I mean I'm thankful that my hobby and my wife's thankful that my hobby's no longer costing me money. It kind of pays for itself because the money that I make, I kind of roll it back into toys and hobby and buying software because guys, just the software to operate all these machines, I spend, CNC software is not cheap, so I spend probably $600 a year on software for those. And you got to fund all that stuff somehow, and sometimes projects are enough to do it, but just in case, it's good to have a little backup money. But I'm thankful that as I get ready to retire, I actually have something now that I can do that I enjoy and I love, and it's just awesome. I mean, good Lord apparently decided to reward me for something. I don't know what I did that was good, but I just, like I said, I thank God that everything's lined up the way that it has, and I do get to hang out with you guys and make videos. So, yes, Steve, 12 degrees is a little cold there, bro. But guess what? I'm out here in the shack, and I'm in a t-shirt because, yes, I have a mini split, Steve. And it actually does a better job heating it up in here than it does cooling. It's 70.7 degrees right here at Clack Shack Command at the moment. And it is, Echo, what's the temperature outside? Echo, what's the temperature outside?
Good evening, Clack. Right now, it's 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 38 degrees. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
No. Good help's hard to find. So it's going to be 38 here tonight, Steve. So that's going to be pretty cold. But luckily, like I said, it's about 70 in here now. And I've got my controller for my climate there. Steve's going to be installing one in the upcoming year, I'm sure. Robert, I appreciate it. I appreciate what they do for me. I mean, like I said, it's fun. I enjoy it. And if it wouldn't be as much fun for me to make these videos if nobody watched them. So that's I guess it's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours type thing. Ooh, 11. I'm about to go out now. 11 degrees Celsius. I'm not that familiar with Celsius, but I do know that my chiller runs around 20 degrees Celsius, so that's probably a lot cooler. Jack, if it does, it does. That's maybe not. Whether they're listening to you or whether you don't, I mean, trust me, all these digital devices, they're listening. Sharon, I mean, I guess maybe I really don't know. I don't. Here's my thing. I watch a lot of YouTube channels and I watch a lot of people that make content, and a lot of them they do things different than I do. So I just turn on a camera and be me. Luckily for me, I have a background, like I said, in doing stuff with computers and IT work, and did some drone photography for a little while. I am a licensed Part 107 pilot, so that I can use my drone video in my video on my monetized channel. So anybody wants to ever tell you that he shouldn't be using that because it's illegal because he's monetized, well, not for me, guys. I got my commercial pilot's license for a drone, so I had a lot of practice editing video back in when I was playing with the drones for 4 or 5 years. And then I've always done PowerPoints. I did a lot of instructional stuff at work. I was a rappel master, teaching people how to rappel. less lethal weapons instructor, you know, taser instructor. I've been all kind of instructors in my current line of work, so I'm used to making PowerPoints and presentations and talking to people and all that. So, like I said, the stars just lined up. But there are some people out there that'll show you how to make the videos and stuff. But you know, it's just all in what you want to do. Okay, Eddie says that the Genmitsu 4040 Pros dropped 30%. I guess that's in Japan, isn't it, Eddie? I don't know if it'd be the same here or not. But yeah, I'm still liking mine. Now I do have to replace the brushes. I finally killed a set of brushes in the router. So there will be a little short video on how to change those brushes pretty soon. As soon as they get here. They're somewhere en route from Amazon. I've got a backup router, but I don't have a job pending that needs to be done. So I just basically shut it down for right now. That's why there's a piece of wood on it, and there's nothing cut on it, because I wanted to. I was cutting out some stuff the other day, and I cut like one or two out, and then the third one, when I hit, turn on the router, it just turned the light on. So, well, good. Was part 107. Well, Mike, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you're like me, I went and got mine when it first came out, and you had to go back to the airport and retest in order to continue your 107. But now, as of a couple of years ago, all you have to do is go to the FAA's website, and there's literally an online test that you take, and they renew you. So there is no, because I let mine, or I was going to let mine lapse. I thought I had, but, now they've got it to where you just go in there and take basically, it's an update where they've changed a few of the regulations as far as like transponders and stuff. You go in there and do the little class, take the test, and they automatically renew you, and you can go into the airman registry and check it, and you'll see that your status is still valid. So if you're interested in re-upping, in case you too were like me and was thinking you were just gonna let it expire. Put the link to my enclosure. It's in the laser engraver community group. Let me look. I think I've still got it on Google Drive. Let me look in here and see. Shared. Give me a moment. Enclosures. All right. This is two of the different enclosures that I've done. So I'll just share you this folder here. And that is the two drawings that I do have. So yeah, Mike, that having to go to the airport and renew it every 2 years was a bit ridiculous, in my opinion. And so I got to where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. But then when the YouTube thing started spinning up, I went ahead and got mine renewed. But that was after I found out about being able to do it online. Yeah, Robert, there's a lot of sales. I've been getting a lot of spam, a lot more than usual. So there's stuff out there, and I don't like shopping as far as going to stores and shopping. So, yeah, I usually just sit here at my computer and do my shopping. Oh, look, my video got done. All right. So I can go ahead and send that thing over to YouTube and let them start processing it. If they don't get jammed up. A lot of times you upload these videos and they get all jammed up and take forever to process on YouTube's end. So let me get this thing started, see how long it's going to take. There we go. But I got plenty of internet. That's the one thing about it, I will say. Up until right before I started doing the video uploads, I only had 1.5 meg of internet. Good night. Pull the trigger. iCure Pro Max. Steve's over there. Steve's been playing with it. I think Steve even got the infrared module for the one he has, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been playing with that, testing that thing out. I think he's got a review video he's going to be releasing here pretty soon on that iCure Pro Max. If he's in here, he can verify that, but I'm pretty sure he's got one coming down the pipe for that. So you might want to keep your eyes peeled in case there's any little things about the assembly or whatever that he found that you might need to know about. Let me get this. Let me get this basic stuff on YouTube done. They make you do a bunch of basic stuff before you upload it. So get that done here. Oh, was it launched this morning? Yeah, I've been out here. I must have missed that one. So, yeah. Oh, the hours for the longer. Okay. How'd you get the hour for the longer? All the good toys. I'm telling you, all the good toys. And I'm running a longer over here. I have been for a while. See? Longer. B1 right there. And do I get an hour module? No. They send it to Steve. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you can find good deals, that's a good thing. I just tend to get impatient. That's one of my downfalls is my patience, and so I don't ever get really really good deals. But sometimes I get lucky. Uh, well, I basically just been printing a bunch of little parts. I don't really do anything interesting on my printer. Seriously, I mean, it still works, still does a good job. I do have a few parts I got to print this weekend. I'm actually printing in black now because I swapped my filament out. But I never really do anything interesting on it. It's just designing files and printing them. But I have been between being down in my back and getting so far behind, I haven't had a chance to do anything with that thing since I got my back messed up. Alex, I run a PC, but now it's a beast. Even my laptop's a gaming PC. This machine that I'm on now is it was not designed for what it's being used for. It was designed to crack passwords and stuff with. I did computer forensics for a really long time, so this machine was actually intended to image drives, crack passwords, and stuff like that. So it's really overpowered, but it's old. It's retired from the computer forensics industry. Well, Mike, right now I'm just using PLA. For what I'm doing, it seems to be working fine. I've got some ABS. I got a whole bunch of filament. I went on a shopping spree. I caught a sale and went on a shopping spree, and I bought like every kind of filament you can think of. So I really do need to get back to doing some printing, but just haven't really taken it upon me to do it. So it is what it is. I've got 2 more days off this weekend, so Saturday and Sunday right now are wide open. I got to do the mirror video, get that done, packaged, and get it out of there. And so I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing after that. Maybe, I don't know, knock out a few more stove covers. I've only got 5 stove covers on my list, and that's a far cry from the 15 I did have on order. So. Yeah, Eddie, the resin seems like it'd be great for like little tiny stuff, but like I said, for what I do, I did the research, and I think my little ender is going to serve me well for what I do, for what I enjoy doing anyway. Can't say that one day I won't get into something different. I've had a couple of companies. I had a company the other day send me a thing for a 3D printer. Kind of looked like the one that Steve got, but it was a different brand. But I don't really want to go through the trouble for it because what I use 3D printers for, the one I got works really good. Jack, I've been just using the Creality stuff. It just that way it all works together. I like my Sonic pad, and the reason I like my Sonic pad, which is not powered on right now, so I can't show you, is my printer's in the house, and so when I'm out here working, if I decide I want to print something, I can print it in the house, but I can throw it up on a monitor and watch it from out here. So I like that, and I also like being able to save all my files to it. It is faster. It does allow you to print about twice as fast. So we're normally it'd be around 50 millimeters a second. You can get away with going 100 millimeters a second. Uh, Most of the time, I try to go around 80 because that is a speed increase, but it still gives me really good accuracy. Now that I've upgraded mine to direct extrusion, I can actually do a lot better at 100, but I'm still just kind of stuck at 80. Because like I said, the stuff that I do, I'll start it printing and I'll come out here and work on stuff and just keep an eye on it. So I'm not trying to turn out things to sell. So time really doesn't matter to me. If I decide I need a file, I'll build it on Fusion 360, send it to the printer, and then whenever it gets through printing, I'll go back in the house, fill up my tea glass, and grab it off the printer. Eddie, the spindle's a little underpowered on the 4040 is the only thing. And it's good to learn with. And if you're doing small stuff or if you're doing like acrylic and stuff like that, it'll probably be fine. But it didn't take me long of running the smaller spindle that I decided I wanted to go ahead and put a router on mine. And it just allows you to be able to do stuff a lot faster. But other than that, you're going to want to make you an extra spoil board to put on top of the one it comes with, probably, so that you don't just chew that one up. Because it's not a question of if you're going to get into your spoil board, it's just a matter of when. But there's a couple good videos on that. I don't forget the guy's name. And he actually shares a file with you and stuff that you can use to make your own spoil board. So it's not bad. I've got the other Genmitsu right there, the 3030 Pro Verb Max. It does a good job, but it's just got a really small work area. Well, the spoil board that it comes with, if you'll look right there, it's on my machine because you put it on when you assemble it. But on top of that, I've got a piece of 1/4 inch MDF cut and use the super glue and painter's tape approach to adhere it on there. Let's see here. What we got? Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to be honest with you. 10-watt machines and 5-watt machines can do really good job on mirrors, especially the cheaper mirrors. Like, where'd that mirror go? Like this one here, I did this on the S1 because the We Create got to do the mirrors the last go around, so this time I'm doing them on the S1. But this is the power and speed test that I did. And if you look at 500 millimeters a second and 50% power, it's still cleaning the mirror. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get that coating off the back of these things. Like I said, the X tool at 50% power at 500 millimeters a second, it's still cleaning the glass. So mirrors, any machine that, I mean, like I said, a 5-watt you could do mirrors with. It may take you longer, but you can do it. So any 40-watt machine you can. Now, depending on your dot size of your machine, you may want to stick with a raster graphic instead of trying to do images and stuff. I played around with an image today, and it turned out okay, but part of the problem with it is it was so fine of a detail that my paint's not showing through like I wanted it to. So I'm going to redo it for tomorrow's video. But yes, a 30-watt will make quick work out of those. This little A24 I got right here. I mean, that thing will knock out a mirror at like 400 or 500 millimeters a second as well. You just have to. All you want to do is basically if you're going to be painting the backside of them, you just want to clean the glass. Just clean the coating off of it. Now, if you want them frosted, you're going to have to go a little slower and put a little more heat to them. But I've gotten away from frosting them because I like using color and putting black back there, or gray or silver, or whatever. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the 40 watt's going to be much faster, but now the 5 watt may give you a little bit better, resolution. You just have to play around with that and figure out which one works for you the best. Good evening there, David Allen. Good name, by the way. Trying to scroll through this and see if I missed anything. Ever shopped at a micro center? No, never even really heard of a micro center. Is that like a real tiny place? Woo, a 48 watt longer. I really want to try one of those. I really do. I'm still running the longer 30 watt. That's the that is the B4 or B1 30 watt, and I've been running it for a while. I took it out for a little while and swapped out another machine to do a little bit more testing. But yeah, that machine does a really good job. It's built like a tank. I mean, I've broke other machines running them as hard as I've ran it, and it hasn't broken, so that's good. So you got plenty of mirrors to play with then, Eddie. Like I said, save yourself some trouble. Go ahead and sacrifice one and do your power test on it. And then once you find that sweet spot, let it rip. Lightburn has a kerf test? No, not really. I mean, you can kind of make one, but there's a whole lot of math goes into it, a whole lot of measurements, and there's a whole lot of variables in that. Steve over at Vintage Workshop has a couple of videos on doing a kerf test. I don't really stress a whole lot about it. As long as the dot size is good enough to where it can do good engraving. If you're cutting and you do have a wider kerf, then you just gotta, if you want a real tight fit, you got to kind of make some adjustments. But most of the stuff I do, I'm not that concerned about it. And I just usually add a little bit of kerf if I want it to fit tight, and it fits tight. I don't really keep up with how much it is. Yeah, Sculpt Fun, the 2040 laser, the switchable one. I've heard about that, and I think they reached out to me, but I never heard back from them. So I don't know about all that. Jack, back when I used to do all that stuff. I've run about every Linux you could think of. I still make portable PCs, bootable thumb drives, to where if I go somewhere, I can plug a thumb drive in there and boot to it and run Linux on a machine, because forensically speaking, if you're using somebody's machine that is not yours, that's basically the only way not to leave a track, because you take the thumb drive with you. But I've used, I don't know, all the different distros. I've tried a whole bunch of them, but yeah, I've got some Linux machines in the closet that I never use. But yeah, I played with Linux a lot. Because a lot of the stuff I do, I run Wireshark, especially if you're doing some, if you've got a problem or you got something on the network somewhere or whatever. So I set up Wireshark machines and, do network surveillance with them and stuff like that. So I've played around with Linux, but it never really was suitable for doing stuff like what I'm doing now, because everything's made to work with Windows. So it's easier just to write with Windows. Yeah, if you're cutting 15 millimeter basswood with 15 with one pass, that's not bad, not bad at all. Thank you. Is it? Oh, that's Charlie. Okay, I about messed that up. I appreciate that, Charlie. I try to be helpful when I can. Sometimes, like I said, hey guys, I am not the like most knowledgeable person all the time. I do keep up. I do know how to make things work, and I do know how to do things. But I can't promise you my way's always the best way. So feel free to shop around and find out. Somebody else might have a better way. Cool, Charlie. Yeah, I try to, like I said, I try to keep my files simple, and like it's if you're talking about the files, uh, but I never really, I was always under the impression that everybody either wanted to build their files or whatever, but then people started asking me, hey, could you put that file in Etsy so I can buy it and I don't have to fool with making it, and so that's why now if I make a file, I throw it out there. That way, folks can download it if they want, and ain't got to take the time to make it. And I did the same thing earlier. I went on Etsy and bought a image file from somebody to keep from having to go through the trouble of coming up with a new one. It's like $3, and it saved me probably 30 minutes of work. Brent, yes, I'm down to 21 months, guys. 21 months, and I will not. I will be retired. Who mentioned the new laser, Eddie? I'm gotten mixed up here. I don't remember which machine you were talking about. Sculpt Fun. I wouldn't doubt it. Everybody seems to be going to try and make a 1064 nanometers module, but no, I haven't. Like I said, I haven't heard from very many companies lately. Which the ones that I have heard from, most of them I have kind of blew them off because I don't want to bore you guys with constantly reviewing videos, but if they send me something and the specs look good and it looks interesting, I'm gonna take it. All right. I mean, why wouldn't I? If I turn it down, the next guy will take it. But here lately, I do have one machine coming that I'm really anxious about. I don't know when it'll be here, and if Hobo's still in here, he knows what I'm talking about. And I don't guess it's a secret. I don't guess it's a secret. Nobody told me I couldn't tell you. So I have one of the rollies coming, and I'm looking forward to trying it out because I've talked to Rich over at Louisiana Hobby Guy, and I've talked to Steve over at Hobo with Wood, and they're really happy with it. And talking to Rich a little more in depth, there's some things with that machine that I think are going to really play well into what I do and how I do my laser engraving. So I'm looking forward to trying the machine out, but it hasn't got here yet. I really don't know when it's going to get here, but whenever it does, you'll know because there'll be videos. It may even make a whole bunch of videos. We'll see. We'll see how well I like it. Well, Jack, that's good. Yeah, I have been Black Friday. The one thing that I have been looking at Black Friday sales for is I have been looking for CNCs on Black Friday sale, and I haven't found any really good deals that I can't get during the normal year. So I done been shopping for CNCs first thing this morning. Good morning, Grandpa. Where you at? You must not be where I am, unless you're a night shifter. Well, I appreciate it, Brent. Hopefully, I don't need it. Hopefully, everything will go well. But yeah, guys, it's like I said, when that machine gets here, I do have some more parts coming for the A24 over here too. And hopefully, like I said, that's all I got in the pipe. Well, that's what I was hoping, Steve. I'm waiting around to see if they have a Cyber Monday sale. If they do, and if it's a really good deal, I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. Brent, I have not done anodized aluminum license plate, but Klein, I talked to him earlier today. He ordered some stuff, and he has got some of them that he's fixing to play with. So I can get Klein to make you a video on it, but I haven't done any. But anodized is, generally speaking, anodized is easy, as long as it's thick enough that you don't get it too hot to start causing it to warp. Well, Jack, I haven't really looked into the long meal. Steve, I think Steve like trying to hook me up for an affiliate commission or something with Onefinity because he's about sold me on it. Hobo, it's possible. Like I said, some of the stuff that Rich told me about it that I didn't know, it very well could be. I definitely like what I'm hearing about the way they've got their honeycomb and their bed space set up and everything. And the email that I got said that I'm getting the jig panel for it, which that piqued my interest as well. So I'm anxious to see what it's got. Like I said, I always try to remain unbiased until I get it and test it, and then that way I know. So I mean, I'm not going to get too excited. I don't want to, but Rich pointed out some things that it has that I didn't even know it had. I guess I haven't watched enough videos on it or something. Just retired. Yeah, Gradyville. That's my thing. And I mean, I've spent since 1999. I've done what I've done, and I'm just ready for a change. No offense to nobody, but the world itself that I operate in every day, it ain't like it was in 1999. It's a lot different, and I enjoyed this. I don't have to worry about a lot of the things that come along with law enforcement. There's no politics. There's no people wanting to talk bad about you just because of the uniform you wear. It's just a lot more laid back out here. So I think I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna be working for a really good guy myself. So that's gonna be handy. Shapeco 5. Yes, I've looked at Shapeco. I've looked at all the major brands, but Steve keeps bringing me back, and I'm because I'm running Easel, so I looked at a lot of their stuff as far as was it creatables or whatever. I've looked at. I mean, I even looked at a Laguna. I think it was, and I was like, that is insane. The price is insane. Mike, unless she decides to leave, I don't guess I will. I think I'm gonna keep her. I've been with mine for. We've been together since we started dating back in 1993. So what's that? 30 years, fixing to be 31 years. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep her. Shapeco, Infinity, Shapeco stepped up their game. Yeah, I'm still torn right now. I'm not sold out for any CNC. It's going to come down to price and features that I can get for the price and versatility. Oh, well, Grandpa, I've got a few videos or pictures and stuff of events now. Now, my wife does, full disclosure, my wife does most of the decorating of my table because I lack decorating skills. I'm organized, so I think everything needs to be, categorized and sit in straight lines and all that. So my wife comes through and like messes that all up because she's like, no, this would look better next to this and this would, and so that I can't take credit for that. Brent, that would be posted in the laser community page or send it to my Facebook page. That's the only way you can send pictures. You can't send pictures through YouTube. So you can send it to me on Facebook, message my page, or you can drop it in the group. Are you going to do well, I'm really after all my research and talking to Steve and watching a lot of these other guys that do a lot of CNC work. I think I want to go ahead and spend the extra money. I've already got two of the DeWalt routers, so I mean, I can get the setup to do that. But I'm thinking I actually want to go ahead and get a task specific spindle added to the machine. Steve says they're a lot quieter and durability is a lot better, and that's pretty much what I'm hearing all over the internet is the spindles tend to hold up better because I've already killed the the brushes in my router, and I run it a pretty good bit, but and it's probably because I run a little bit too fast to speeds on it at times, but I've got two of those routers. When I bought that one, I bought an extra one just in case I had like jobs coming out, and that one went down. I bought an extra router I could throw in there because everybody kept telling me that, you know, there was a chance that the brushes would go out, but I've got some brushes coming, so I'm gonna rebuild it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different controllers. I would really love to. I'd love to get something that I could work because I've actually got VCarve, and I've got the little thing to where you can actually control it, kind of like you do the lasers with VCarve, and I also have Easel, which allows you to control it in real time. So I kind of want to get a machine that I can, be able to move it with the computer and all that instead of having to put the G code on a thumb drive or, drop it through the Wi-Fi or whatever. So I'm still doing my research. Well, Steve, I mean, I could get another router if I wanted to, but I plan on keeping at least one small CNC and then getting me a bigger one to do bigger stuff with. But I'm not pushing the CNC thing until I get a bigger shop because I don't know where I'm going to put it. If I get a 4 foot by 4 foot, where the heck am I going to put it? I'll have to like mount my computer in the middle of it or something when I'm not using it. Well, Jack, you must be way better at setting your feed speeds than I am because I have burnt the brushes out of that thing in a little bit of no time. You know what I'm saying, Steve. That's my biggest one. That's my smallest one, which is weird because that one weighs way more than this one over here. Somebody, the Jinmitsu sent somebody the 6060 or whatever and didn't send it to me. So, like I said, he gets all the good toys. Well, that's the plan. Is I don't see me giving myself a hard time when I retire, and it's going to be so nice to be able to just literally walk. What's about maybe 100 feet, a little over 100 feet, and go in the back door of the house. Hang out in there if I want to, and then just walk back out here. Now, if I do build another shop, which planning on it, it's going to be up the hill a little bit, so there will be walking up a hill involved to get in and out of it. Well, I appreciate that, Jeremy. Uh, S30 Pro 10 watt. Oh, it won't be long. You'll be wanting to upgrade to a larger module if you're not already. That's probably what you're doing. You're Black Friday shopping for that 30 watt or 40 watt, aren't you? That's the way it starts. Because I got my first machine was the X-Tool D1 10 watt, like the original when it first came out with them, and yeah, it's like as soon as you get it, you're like, wow, I'd like to have this one. I'd like to have that one. I'd like to have this one. So. Yeah, well, there's several things that like I'm looking for in my CNC. So I'll figure it out eventually. See you, Grandpa. Take it easy. But I haven't really got serious about shopping for them yet. I'm still having to save my money to invest in some years of service that I didn't get paid in back in the day. So I'm having to kind of buy that back. So right now, all my extra money is kind of going to that for now. But if I got a good enough deal, it'd be tempting to go ahead and get one. $300 off the new 2040 laser last night. Well, that's not a bad price. Sculpt Fun makes some good machines. I like the S30. I think that's the S30 Ultra. I like that machine. It's nice. If it weren't so big, I would have put it in my enclosure, but it won't fit in none of my enclosures that I have because it's so huge. So I leave it out, and if I need to do something that's really big, I can take it and set it on the table. I've got the Sculpt Fun overhead camera that bolts to the enclosure or to the frame of the machine, so I can literally pull it off the wall, set it over here, plug it up. The camera will be set up, ready to go. I'll have a camera on it to use for alignment. So, but I can't fit it in an enclosure, so therefore I just got to vent the smoke out. This little guy right here doing this image. I did this image earlier. Did this guy earlier, and when I was doing it, the smoke about got me. It was because I've got everything closed up because it's kind of cool outside, and the smoke was getting me for a little while there. Well, Paul, the Sculpt Fun 30 Pro. Well, I like my Acer machines, first of all. Just let me throw that out there. My Acer V35 and my Acer P20, two of the best machines I've ever had. The L24 I had a bad experience with. I did not like the way they built the machine because the little sensor is too far down and you can't get a lot of clearance on the materials. The Z-axis did not cooperate with me. It was complicated to use. It caused issues. And then, of course, finally the machine just kaput on me. I'm pretty sure the controller went out. So as far as what I do, the simplicity of the Sculpt Fun would actually, I'd probably rather have it. And that's the reason that I run a V35 instead of the new L36 or whatever it is because I don't want I don't like the Z-axis on the Acer, the new L series Acers. I'm not crazy about it. So far, the only machines that I can say I like the way the Z-axis works is the S1. It works really well. I think they could have probably went with a no-touch approach, but what they did works, so I'm not knocking it. The S1, the Two Trees TS20, it has a really good Z-axis. You do have to home it after you set the Z-axis, but once you do that, you can keep running it until you change thickness of materials. The Niji 4 Max, the Z-axis on it, I like, and it works really well. I've got the Niji right over there behind the WeCreate, and of course the WeCreate. The WeCreate probably has the smoothest autofocus of any machine that I've ran. I mean, as far as the way it works, it dips down, it sets the focus, and it's done. But those machines, the only problem with the Niji is it doesn't have an autofocus, but as long as you know the thickness of your material and all, you can adjust it in the settings. So it's, it is a usable Z-axis. But those are the only machines that I've had any luck with the Z-axis on. What's it? The Acer, like I said, they put that little switch all the way down at the bottom of the module, so you can't take the cover off of it. And I like getting rid of those covers, and so it was that kind of just hit me wrong. And like I said, and then I had started having problems with it, so I've moved on from the L24 now. Yeah, Dale, you'll tend to stack lasers up, but you can hang them. Just FYI, I got several hanging around. Yeah, I saw where they had changed the way they do their Z-axis, and that's a lot better when you start getting it to where you can adjust it a little bit better. But I'm like I said, I'm really Well, now, well, now, Reed, they, it's a fast machine, and when it was working, it worked well. And I've heard a lot of other people say that they've still had good luck with them. Steve, I think, has got the 36 watt. It works fine for him. I think I just got a lemon, or either I did something to it, but, but it's just personal preference. If you always work with flat materials and you're not doing rough cut lumber and stuff like that, having the cover on there is not that big a deal. But a lot of stuff that I do, I like to take the covers off of them. If I want to put it back on there, I put it back on. But that's that's just one of those. That's just one of those things. The engineering of the. I wish what they would do would basically ship that thing to where you could order it with the power Z axis and autofocus or without. Because that was my only hang up with the 24 was that the autofocus worked, but you had to, like, there were steps that you had to go through to make sure it worked correctly. And I didn't like the way it hung down so low. Cool. I've actually had to go up to a 6-inch fan in my big enclosure now. So I'm choking it down to a 4-inch tube, but I'm running a 6-inch fan just to try to get a little bit more pressure through it. Well, thank you there, Jim. I appreciate it, and thank you for your service as well there. But yeah, it's there's a lot of variety out there in machines, guys, and I mean, price point to functionality. I'm beginning to be addicted to automatic air assist, and a lot of the machines have really good working automatic air. But I think there's still some work to be done on the Z axis for a lot of these machines and the autofocus. So, yeah, Reed. I mean, it's not like I said. I'm not knocking it by no means. I like Acer, and Acer's been good to me. But that I just had a bad experience with that one machine, and it very well could have been something I'd done. I do not doubt that it is. I think what happened was the firmware got corrupted on it, and I've tried getting Nature to send me the tools to mess with the firmware, and I don't know if they're afraid that I'm trying to, like jailbreak their machines or what. But I never could get them to send me the firmware stuff, and so it's just kind of hanging there for right now until I get it, until I either get another machine that I can swap some parts out or something. Yeah, Craig. So Craig must understand what I'm talking about. That little switch, the little switch kind of hangs down there a little bit low for my taste. It might not be for some folks. Well, hey, I it worked great for a little while, and I figured out how to use the Z-axis. It wasn't my favorite. I mean, and I usually try to point that out in a video. I like taking the covers off of them, uh, but the Z-axis on that one, I don't remember what I had to do, but it was like you had to home it. I think to get it to, because it loses its mind when you set the Z-axis, you have to rehome it. Yeah, the TS2 from Two Trees, not a bad machine. A buddy of mine has got it and is running it, and we pulled it out the other day and was going through how to use the Z axis and stuff. The TS2 is not a bad machine at all. He was pretty pleased with it. He's using it to kind of learn. Sorry, Reed. Like I said, if a machine comes in here and they work great for, you know, 3 or 4 weeks, something happens down the road, and I'm not 100% sure there wasn't an issue because I was running it at the same time I was running the CNC, and so I'm not too sure that the CNC software didn't send it some bad code because there's settings showing up in the controller that shouldn't really be in the controller. So it may be my fault. Like I said, I can't say. That's why I'm not throwing rocks at any of these companies because sometimes I like to tweak and play with these machines, and sometimes things just don't go according to plan. If you got the TS2 for $200, you shouldn't be disappointed. That's a good price. Yeah, Jody, I learn every day. It's something. There's always something going to come up that you're going to be like, well, I didn't know that. I'm having to learn now because I keep getting these batch orders to where it's like 90 name tags and everybody's got a different name. And so I'm trying to perfect, and I've never used it. It's always been there, but I've never used it because I was lazy, didn't want to learn how to do it. But I'm fixing to have to learn how to use the features in Lightburn to where you can take an Excel spreadsheet and drag them over and just have it automatically populate, multiple items of the same shape. So I've got to learn that sometime in the near future before I get another order of 100 name tags. Suggestions for learning on Lightburn? Alex, yes. My go to, and I have watched him but since before I even got a laser, is Rich, Louisiana hobby guy. He is a genius when it comes to Lightburn. Uh, he's very knowledgeable. He knows lasers. He knows file design. I mean, anything Lightburn, Rich is my go-to. I mean, I watch Rich some days myself. So that's my go-to. My wife actually is watching Rich trying to learn Lightburn because she says I'm not good at teaching her. So so she watches Rich's videos and kind of goes in and kind of plays along on my laptop inside the house to where she can learn how to do file design. But yeah, that's where I'm going to go get my learning on using the spreadsheets is from Rich's channel because I saw the other day he actually has a video out on it. So when I get a chance and I don't have anything going on, I'm going to try to master that and get to where I can work that into my workflow because it'd be a real big time saver. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Alex, that is LA Hobby Guy is the actual YouTube channel, and like I said, he's a good guy too. Me and him talked the other day, and we kind of have similar ways of getting into YouTube. I think he basically his kind of accidentally happened, kind of like mine did. So, but he's a good guy. Yeah, Daryl. A lot of times, and I mean, a lot of times I buy stuff from Amazon that I could get a little bit cheaper other places for that same reason. Amazon doesn't give you any hassle if you need to send it back. So I completely understand. Well, Eddie, I'll hang on. I'll go get Rich's video. I'll drop the Rich's video that I'm talking about for that because I found it the other day when I was getting ready to do those name tags. But I was like, you know what? It's too late to learn it right now. So I'm gonna wait and do that later. But I'll drop you a link here. Let me find it. I saw it. Which one was it? Well, he's got so many, and I don't remember which one it was. But I'll have to find it and share it with you later, guys. But it's somewhere. It is recent. It's one of his more recent. Let me see if I can find it with a keyword. Okay, yep, found it. It took me a minute. I couldn't remember what the title of it was, but I'll drop that video over here for y'all. Ah, I misspelled it. I misspelled it. I couldn't see it. I got Hoobie. That's terrible. Let me redo this, guys. There you go. I don't know what that. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know. It won't let me edit comments in here either, will it? Oh, let's see. No, I can't. That's out there. That happened. It's not that I can't spell, it's I can't type, guys. But yeah, there you go. Yeah. Hey, it's not that I can't spell, I can't type, and this little box it gave me, I couldn't see it until I hit enter, and it was like, oh crap. But yeah, that like I said, he's the guy on that. I mean, I can't touch him when it comes to that. But yeah, you can check that video out if you're interested in using that functionality. Because, like I said, I don't know how to do it yet, but he's going to be the guy that teaches me because I'm gonna sit and play along with his video and figure it out. Because that's one of those things, especially if you get more than if I'd have had more than 100, I'd have had to learn it before I did the job. But luckily, I was able to go in there and just quickly edit those and get those going. Hey, I'm sure he'll see it. He'll get on me. But hey, it's not that I can't spell. At least I got the link right because that was a cut and paste, right? But it's not that I can't spell. It's that I can't type. And this little box over here. I mean, look at this little box, guys. Well, it's kind of like you can't see, but there's a little box on the bottom right there. That's all I got to work with. Oh me. All right, Steve. What kind of question you got? Let me get my noises ready. This is gonna be one of them, I'm sure. Oh, I got something in my eye. Too much sawdust out here. Steve, is this just like a momentary pause for suspense? Well, Steve, you got to get jobs for it. You got to put it to work, man. Or you can, hey, I'll send you a shipping label. You can just slap a shipping label on it, and I'll send a truck by, and they can get it out of your way. How about that? Get you a big job like I've been getting lately. You'll crank that thing up because I was really close to like talking myself into saying I needed one. I've done been on Thunder's website. I done been everywhere looking. But Thunder likes their stuff. Ooh, they like their stuff. But I've been helping my buddy that runs CNC Trophy here in town. He's wanting to get into a new machine, and I was trying to get him to get the Thunder 24, and he wound up. I think he's gonna. Last I heard, he was heavily leaning toward the Bolt because he doesn't want to have to give up that much floor space to a machine. But the good news is, guys, when he orders that Thunder, the new Bolt, the RF laser that they sell, I've done been told I've got to come by and set the thing up and show him how to use Lightburn. So I'll get to play with it. I'll get to burn some stuff with it, and it's like a 30-watt RF machine. So it's supposed to be really impressive. It'll do like resolutions up to 1,000 DPI, which is insane. So I'm really looking forward to getting to play with that machine when it comes in. He's supposed to have it in, and they said that it should ship out and be there within a week or two. If he ordered it the other day, so that's going to be very interesting. I'll probably try to take a camera up there and do a quick video of it because that's probably the only time I'll ever get to touch a Thunder. That should have been the one that I shared, unless I grabbed the wrong link. But either way, well, read according to the sales lady, because I was standing there when we were talking to the sales lady at Thunder. No, wait a minute. You're right. The 24 could have been here in a week and a half. The Thunder, they said it would be first week of January. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. You're right. It was a 24 that she said if you order it today, I can have it there within 2 weeks. The Thunder is first week of January, and he decided he was probably gonna wait to get the Bolt, because he was saying that if he's got a big job coming up, and basically if he can't get the machine in time, he asked me if I could like basically do some work for him. But I don't know that the machines I have are up to it, because the only CO2 I got is the Monport, and it's a big old block of acrylic. Hang on, let me show you. So he's got like several hundred of these things to do, and this is, and I done been playing on it. So it's got a test grid on it too. But this is one of his like last year's goof ups, and so I got it to play with, and so I brought it home and I got it over on the Monport, and I was doing some speed and power testing with it, and I can etch them, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it to get the DPI up to where their machine was doing it. Currently he's running a. If I hadn't said it, if I hadn't been trying to say it, I would have forgot it. Anyway, he's running a 40-watt CO2, but it's a lot better machine than what I've got, and so he's getting a really better, crisper image. But I'm doing some testing, and like I said, I'm gonna play around with the dot size and the focus and everything, and see if I can't get my machine capable of helping him out in case he does run late on the job. Because I'll just build a jig inside my Monport and start cranking them out for him to try to help him out if he decides to wait on the other machine. But that's what it was. The bolt was the hang up with the bolt, was it was delayed, and the job he's got to have done by like the third week of January. Pretty good there, J Reel. Hanging in there. 500 glasses with a diode. Yeah, I bet that took a while. Yee. Yeah, a lot of marking spray involved in that. Do you do the acrylic test on black paper or spray? No, on a CO2 I can actually do clear acrylic. I did that on the Monport 40-watt CO2. So with a CO2, you can mark, cut, or whatever you need to do to clear acrylic. Well, there's one right there, and I like my Com Marker B4. The little blue thing that was sitting next to it, I can't figure out exactly where it works into my workflow, so I've got it stored on the other side of the room. But I like my B4. It's handy. I like the pedal, and once I learn how to use that variable text thing, I'll be good to go. Steve's found us a Black Friday purchase, guys. 27% off for marking spray. That's a pretty good bit of money too, because that marking spray is not cheap. So there you go. He's got a link over there. Y'all can go order you some marking spray and knock out 500 glasses. See, I knew Steve was Black Friday shopping. I knew he was. But I haven't even been on Amazon today. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what they got on sale for me here. Yeah, see, I don't guess I get all the pop-ups for advertisements for sales. You have the Acer V35 and the Monport 40 watt. I mean, it would add you the metal etching category, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got plenty of diodes. I've got the Monport that I use for acrylic, and I've got the com marker I use for metals. And I had somebody a long time ago ask me about engraving a Zippo lighter, because everybody likes like to have those little custom Zippo lighters and stuff. And I bought one and tried it with diode laser, and it didn't even put a mark on it. It didn't put a scratch on it because a Zippo is nickel plated or whatever, and you cannot scratch this thing with a diode laser. Now you could put marking spray on it, but it would come off rather quick, I'm pretty sure. But with the com marker, I was able to engrave it, and that is actually engraved. That is not marking spray. You can literally, like, my finger catches in the engrave. And I've done some serialized stuff for people. I got a buddy of mine that does a lot with building uh, home defense devices, and he needed his trust and a serial number put on some parts, and we were actually able to do it with the machine. This is actually some of my practicing that I did, where I was practicing putting serial numbers on stuff, and it worked out really, really well. 3 thousandths was the depth that I had to try to go for, and I managed to get it down to like 5 thousandths. So works pretty good. And also these little dog tags that you get. I've got it to where I can. Now it's random. You don't ever know what color you're gonna get. A lot of variables there, but I've actually got it to where I can get random colors. So if you told me you wanted something blue, I can't promise you I would get blue. I might get pink, green, or red, but usually I can I can get color. But uh, you got one more dynamic, which is frequency, that you got to pay attention to. And with the fiber, the biggest thing that I had to learn was you have basically engraving passes. Then it's kind of like sandpaper. You go through with the engraving pass, then you go back with kind of a smoothing pass, and then the last path just kind of cleans it. It makes everything look pretty. And a lot of times that last pass is what actually makes the color kind of pop. Just like with my challenge coins, I've actually got those. That's actually just the difference in the settings dictated the fact that I've got different colors in the engrave. So it's fun to play with. The blanks are a little more expensive, but it's cool. I like it. Have you tried the X2 F1? No, I haven't. Never used the F1, and it's a 2 watt, isn't it? So I don't think it would be near as fast as the com marker is. The com marker is a 20 watt, so it would probably be a lot slower. And I don't really have a need for an F1 with having that guy. So I never really looked out to get one, because this thing rips. Like, I mean, it shreds materials. Uh, actually got some video of doing some of that, and hang on, we'll see if I can play this. See if you guys can even hear it. So it's a lot faster than any of the 2 watt stuff that I've seen, and that was in real time. That was not sped up. Oh, yeah, Jack. If I could get a MOPA, if I could get a MOPA, I would. That I had a company that mentioned it, and I was like, yes, I'd be interested. And then all of a sudden, crickets. So, but I do want to get me a MOPA. I think it was actually Monport had mentioned a 30-watt MOPA, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'll take it. But yeah, with the Galvo that I have with the V4, you do have to learn about frequency. And from my experience, and some of these guys may be more experienced, the lower the frequency it seems, the more it engraves. The higher the frequency, you get a little bit more of a smooth finish. So you can run the same power and speed, run it at 20, and then run it at 60, and the outcome will be completely look different and have a different texture to it. There you go, Steve. There's your content right there. A head to head, the F1 versus the Com Marker B4. I bet I know who would win the race if it was a race. Mike, it's really not dangerous. The fiber will not, like, it won't engrave wood. You can put a piece of wood under there right now and it will not leave a mark on wood. And I've been told, I have not tested it. I guess I get a hot dog or something and test it. But I've been told that it will not, like, cut your hand if you were to reach your hand under there. I haven't tested that. I could take a piece of ham or a hot dog maybe and test it, but I'm not sticking my finger under there just in case. But yeah, I do know that it will not burn wood. It'll make little tiny explosions occur in the middle of the wood. I don't know if that's because there's a piece of metal or maybe there's some iron, embedded in wood or whatever. But it you can put wood under there and it won't mark it. It will not mark clear things. So like clear acrylic, if you put it, I learned that. You put clear acrylic up there, it will just go straight through it. J Real, yes, the Monport. If you're talking about if you're talking about a CO2 machine, a CO2 is highly reactive with flesh. You don't want to put your fingers where the CO2 laser beam is. But yeah, Mike, it's a beast now. As far as well, hang on, give me just a second. All right, so since y'all are asking, here's a little piece of stainless steel, right? All right. I'm just going to put a logo in the corner of it so as I don't waste the whole piece of stainless steel for this demonstration. But give me just a second here. Let's see if I can see it on the overhead camera. I don't know if it's close enough or not. Nope, it's not. So y'all can see it from here. But yeah, let me grab my Lightburn. And oh, wrong machine, guys. It's trying to connect. I like the Atom Stack has that audible, so it tells you when something connects to it. I need to go turn it off. Com marker. Let me go turn this other machine on. Oh, gotta plug it up. All right. Let me get my screen where I can see y'all. All right. So here you go. All right. So the software, I run it with Lightburn. So we'll make that guy 20. All right. So I'm going to put that in the middle of the work area so that that puts it where the little red dot is. Then I'm going to go select here, go to library, stainless steel, Deep engrave. Sign. All right. So then when you frame, you have these different choices, same as with any other galvo. So I'm just going to do hull real quick. All right. So yeah, I got my green glasses on. So here we go. Let's see if you can see it. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, still got the rotary on. Hang on, I was doing some tumblers with it the other day. Turn the rotary off. There you go. This is actually a multi-layered cut. Burn, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's sparks that you see coming up off of it, guys. This is the clean pass. You can hear the difference. Once it gets that cleaning pass, it's a lot faster and it makes a different noise. This is going to be deep and note to self, because I burn myself with stuff off this thing a lot. It's going to be hot. So you do not want to touch that burn when it comes off of there. You do not want to touch the engrave. Uh, how many passes did I set that to? Oh, it's a 5 pass. It is going to be deep. But it's running 5 passes, and let me see if I can. Well, I'll wait till it finishes. It should be about through. I'm running crosshatch too, so technically 10 passes. Yeah, there goes. Okay, this may have been a bit excessive. I don't know what knife I was engraving. And you get that audible. That's cool. Do not touch. But yeah. So I'm not going to touch it. Let me go get some spray and spray this thing, cool it off right quick. All right. Let me close this out. We'll look at it right quick. Gotta get my screen back up where I can see y'all. So that was a little excessive, guys. I don't know what kind of knife. I think it was a K-bar I had in here the other day, and I was a little worried that it wasn't gonna get deep enough, so I set it for 5 passes. But there's the if I can get it where you can see it. There's the logo, and I'm gonna run my fingernail, or let me get something other than a fingernail. Let me get this stick. This little sanding stick. I'm just gonna run this sanding stick across it. I mean, it's in there. That is, you can feel it. It's got as much of a recess as a penny does down in those holes. So, but yeah, but it's if I could get it to where you could see it, maybe. But it's actually engraved and etched into the material, and you can, like I said, you can change the settings and make it dark or different colors or whatever. But it's pretty cool. But yeah, it'll do it'll do plastics. It'll do just about anything you want to do that the diodes can't, other than clear. So, but it's like I said, it's down in there. You can. Here you go. You can hear it right here. So there you go. And it does amazing on anodized aluminum. Amazing. I mean, J-Reel, if you're trying to do too much, depth and stuff, I mean, a 30 wouldn't hurt, but I mean, I've had good luck with my 20. So I can't say for sure, but yeah, these, Jack, these are the same ones I wear in my other ones. And if you look right there, it's stamped on there. These are made for the fiber. Now, these are the ones that came with it. The clear ones came with the machine, but it wasn't stamped anywhere, and I didn't know for sure. So, and I didn't have but one pair. So, out of an abundance of caution, I got the Free Mascot greens, as well as I have my orange ones. So I had to have the same type of glasses. I just have to swap it. I also have a pair for CO2, but I don't keep them out because the CO2 won't work when it's open. Any idea why I want to burn? Hang on, let me put this over here where I can see what I'm talking about here. Anybody idea why I burn a gray? I'll never line up again if it holds. Limit switches. Do you have limit switches? If you don't have limit switches, that could be part of the thing. If you do have limit switches, you may want to look at slowing down your return to home speed or your framing speed, whichever, so that when it does home, it's not moving as fast and it might be a little more consistent, maybe not as jerky when it comes to that. Well, Eddie, I can't help it, man. That's what I do. I show toys. Mike, if you're talking about the laser, that is the Com Marker B4. It's a fiber, and this one is the 20 watt. Hang on, I'll send you a link if you want to look at it. But it's done a pretty good job. I've had it, and I think Steve's got one as well. Oh, and they're on sale. But I've had it for a while, and Steve's got one, and neither one of us have had any problems out of ours that I haven't had any problems, and he hasn't told me that he's had any. And I've done, like I said, I've done a few jobs with it. I've done a lot of stuff for myself. My power supplies, one thing that I do, and Steve may yell at me because it's plastic. That thing, you can run it at like 10,000 millimeters a second at like very little power and just shoot, and it will put the name of your machine on those little power bricks that come with them, because I've got so many of those power bricks laying around that I have to label them. A lot of times I'll just stick a piece of painter's tape to them and write the name on them, but some of my other machines, I like to keep track of that stuff. It's dusty in the bottom of Enclosure Zilla, so forgive the look of my chuck. But I also have started putting the rotation. I engrave it. I use the Com marker to put what the rotations for each chuck is. That way, if I decide I'm going to take this chuck and hook it to a sculpt fun, I don't have to go looking for the manual to try to figure out how to set the rotations on it. It's tattooed to the top of the machine right there, and I do that with the Com marker as well. See, my Atom stack and my H are both, they get tattoos with the settings on there. But yeah, it's an interesting machine. Like I said, now it's very specific. I mean, it's very small workspace. So you're not going to be doing anything real big on it, but it's it's good for doing knives and challenge coins and stuff like that. I can't hang on. I see somebody ask for a link to those lenses, those glasses. I mean, I'm gonna try to see if I can't find those. It's been a minute since I ordered them. Oh Lord, it's been a long time. Let me see here. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, Black Friday deal. Wow. Huh. What's the chances? I think are these the ones that I ordered. Where's my last time I ordered them? No, those aren't the ones. Cloud Rays actually got theirs on sale for like $27. I did find that. They may have not. They may not have any of mine on there right now. Hmm. I'm not seeing them. Let me. How long ago has it been since I bought that? Let's see. Apparently, it's been last year. Let me go back to last year, guys. Okay, I'm having problems finding the order. Uh, but the thing that you want to look for is just make sure that whatever they are, they work with 1064 nanometers. They actually make Free Mascot actually makes a set of them that will actually work with either diodes or with the fiber, and that's what Steve's got. Uh, and I think this is them, but this is the same manufacturer as what I use, but these are kind of versatile as far as the different lasers they work with. They're rated from 190 to 550 and from 800 to 1100, which means they will work with a diode or a fiber. So I think that's the one Steve wears all the time. Oh, wait a minute. There they are. 190 to 420, 850 to 1300. There we go. That is the ones that I've got. This is the ones that I was wearing a minute ago. They match my orange ones. But yeah, if you order in a 1064 nanometers module for your current setup, the orange glasses that you typically would get probably aren't going to work with it. All right, guys. Well, it's been a minute. I wasn't planning on staying out here too late. It's about 9:15 where I am, and I've enjoyed it. I'm glad to get to hang out with you guys for a little while and share some share some information and have a little fun. Do a little show and tell with the com marker and the other machines. And I don't know if I just accidentally edited out or what, but Well, what the heck happened there? Somebody hit a wrong button or something, guys. Uh, but anyway, where I was at is it's getting late, and I wasn't planning on being out here too late. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. And if it's still working, is it still working? Somebody comment where I know it's still working. Let me look at my YouTube channel, see if it's still working. It appears like it might have quit on me. Oh, I guess it is still working. Somebody put something up there. Okay, I see some more comments now too. Oh, wait a minute, here they come. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Restream like froze up on me for a second there. The B4 has two different lenses. Basically, the one lens gives you a larger work area, which I've never had to use. I've got the extra lens. Uh, it's still in its original packaging. This is the extra lens for it. It basically just increases the work area. But by increasing the work area, it kind of changes the dynamics of the way it works. So it's not quite as powerful when you stretch it out like that. So I don't ever use this. Everything that I use it for, the work area that I've got plenty. It's got, I forgot what size this one is. Don't make me lie. But I do have a review video if you want to go back. I'm sure I went over all that. Stand by, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm actually on call for work tonight, so I thought that might have been work, but apparently it's somebody drunk dialing, and they had the wrong number. Well, J Real, I just really haven't found anything that I want to do with the fiber laser that requires a bigger work area. I think that one gives you, let me see exactly how big the work area is. I'll tell you exactly. Device settings or machine settings. I think it's 110 by 110, I believe. The settings in this are different. Let me look. Yeah, I think it's 110 millimeter square is what it's supposed to be. Like I said, I've got a review video. I had a little more information in that, but I rarely use that much of it, so it's not a big deal for me. But anyway, guys, if you hadn't already, go hit that subscribe button. And if you don't have notifications turned on, be sure to hit that, because somebody was telling me the other day they didn't know that I did a video on something that I'd already done, and it's because they didn't get to pop up. So those are helpful. And, you know, I know a lot of us, the word subscribe, you know, maybe it sounds like a bad word because it's like it's a subscription to something and I'm going to send it to you in the mail and it costs you money. But it doesn't. All it does is basically is just puts me up there on your little list of videos that you might want to watch and keeps you from having to go look for me. So if any of you were confused about that, you know, hope that clears it up for you. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. As always, I enjoyed it. It was fun. And tomorrow I'll be working on that mirror video, as well as getting the file out in the Etsy shop for those of you that don't want to take time to make the file, or you just, you know, want to be nice and buy my file. It will be in there, hopefully by the time I get the video out. So I've been paying for your subscription. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything, Steve. It's free. I'm giving it away. I am giving away a free subscription. If you click the button right now, it's free of charge. It's a Black Friday sale. I'm giving away free subscriptions. So hit the button. They're all free today. All right. But y'all have a good one. I appreciate you. And keep a watch out for the video. And go check out Steve's newest video that he did on that IR module, for those of you asking the questions about it. So till next time, be safe and have a good day.